Hello and welcome back to Lorfet Gaming Plays Baldur's Gate 3. I'm your host Lorfet. In this Baldur's Gate 3 build video, we're building the Pure Circle of the Stars Druid. As always, everyone like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more Baldur's Gate 3 builds like this. Do not forget hit that notification bell to be updated and much more. Here are the pros and cons of this build. So with the Druid spells, you get to change them in and out, so you don't have to worry about being careful selecting spells. No pressure there. Another thing is with the new wild shapes, you get to either act like a dragon, breathe fire, fly around, or be an archer that shoots bows and arrows from a distance, or a chalice that heals others. Now, another thing is you have omens. Omens could either help you out or hinder your foes. It's up to you on the situation. And last but not least, the druid spells, there's a good variety of them. Now, cons is simple. You're a wild shape. It's not like the, I should say, owlbear ones that you do use. So, yeah, it's not that really powerful. And another thing is you cannot use ranged weapons. You could use the ranged wild shape, but not actual ones. So you have to be careful on that. Now, for this next section coming up, we're about to create our Circle of the Stars Druid. So, here we go. Now, before we actually begin with the races, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the origin characters. There's two origin characters. Obviously, the custom one you definitely want. If you want to do the Dark Urge one, yeah, that is very good as well, too. It's another extension to the story, which is very nice if you want to go that path. Now, there's a certain character that you will get. Will actually be good for this build as well, too. You'll see her later on, but I'm not going to say anything now. Now, these races are just merely suggestions, but anyways, here we go. Now, for elves, you want is this what they have, base movement speed of 9 meters per turn, which is very nice. They can use long sword, short bows, and long bows as their weapon proficiencies, so that's good. Another thing is they can see up to 12 meters in the dark, which is wonderful as well, too. They have Fate Ancestry, which means they have saving throws on against charms and cannot be put to sleep magically. They can still drink that potion, that'll put you to sleep, though, but that's fine. Now, High Elves, they get to use as level 0 spells. You pick anyone you want. I like the Acid one. Also, there's other good ones as well, too. Wood Elves add 1.5 movement speed, so instead of 9 movement speed, it's 10.5. So they get a leg up on movement. Now, Tieflings, they have 9 meters per turn, so that is good. So, and then another thing is they could definitely see in the dark. Yeah, they have that very nice dark vision, just like the elves. And due to the fact they're infernal ancestry, they get hellish resistance. This means is they have resistance to fire, and then when they get hit with fire, they only take half the damage. Modius Tieflings, they get level 0 spells, some other neat spells as well down the line. So out of the Tieflings for this build, this one's the best. Now, for Drow, they get some nice level 0 spells and abilities later on. They get Darkness as per the spell, which is good to use. Yeah, they're Drow. They put people in the dark. Now, their movement speed is 9 meters per turn, which is good. And now they use some very unique weapons, some of them. So I'm going to go ahead and list it. Rapiers, short swords, and hand crossbows. Believe me, hand crossbows are OP in this game. Now, they can see up to 24 meters in the dark, better than the other races, except for the Grey Dwarfs. They're on par with that department. Now, they have advantages on saving throws against being charmed. They cannot be put to sleep magically, just like their elven cousins. Now, you get Loathsworn or Slunine Drow. That's just a RPG flavor. Pick which one you want. So, yeah, see, there's the two there. Let's go over to humans. So they got 9M per turn, so that's what you can move up to, which is very good. Now they use human weapons, aka I call them militia ones, so which is pikes, spears, halberds, glaives, light armor, and shields. And also they could carry much more than some of the other races, and they get an additional skill. Now this is real nice due to the fact that yeah, instead of 4 you select, you have a total of 5. So you get 2 from your background, usually, and 2 from your selection. Now you select up to 3, which is very helpful. And you could go wherever you want on that path on your last one. which is a good thing. So if you want your human to be more into medicine, you want your human to be more perceptive, or your human more intimidating. You get what I mean. Next one, this underdog race, get Yankee. They have astral knowledge, gain proficiency in a skill of a chosen ability score. This is very helpful. Just trust me on that one. Now they get mage hands, which means pull objects far away from you down close to you. Later on, they get the teleport. Very useful for this build, by the way. Any teleportation spell. They can move 9 meters per turn, which is good. And also, they get to use swords. Yeah, swords, not words, which is short swords, long swords, and great swords. Also, they get to wear light and medium armor proficiency. Next up are the Dwarven races. Their movement is 7.5 meters, a little bit less than the tall races, but sometimes little things come in big packages. You'll see why in a bit. Okay, so here we go. This one here, for efficiency, they have axes and hammers, basically. Yeah, just like a dwarf. They can see up to 12 meters in the dark, which is good. They've been underground, some of them, so that helps out big time. Now, another thing that's good for the dwarves is they get advantages on saving throws against poison, and if they do get poison, they get resistance to the damage, so they take less damage than the other races if they get poison. Now, gold dwarves, they get 1 hit point when you start out, and 11 more every time they level up, so that's 12 free hit points. Very good for this build for survival. Shield dwarves, oh wait, we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is the gray dwarves. They can see up to 24 meters in the dark, just like the drow, which is very nice. And let's see here. They have advantages on saving throws against illusions and against being charmed and being paralyzed. So for this build, that is very good. You got to keep on casting, so that's another positive there. Now, next up is the gnomes, which is 7.5 movement speed per turn. And then let's see what else they have. We're going to go down the list. Also, they get advantages on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. So there you go. That's a good thing as well, too. And rock gnomes, they can see up to 12 meters in the dark, which is nice. And of course, they have double proficiency in history checks, which helps big time, too. Now, I like the forest gnomes for the build because the effect is tied into Mother Nature. You can have Speak with Animals as a ability instead of a spell. You don't have to waste a spell slot on that at all. And another thing is they can see up to 12 meters in the dark. I didn't suggest this one, but half-elves, all three of them are very good, especially the wood ones, which gives you 1.5 movement speed. And the half-high wood elves give you level 0 spells. So that's why I'm picking them too, but pick any other races you feel like that is good for you. We'll go over the Druid class and some of the things they could do. Okay, there's some level 0 spells, level 1 spells, and again, level 1 spell slot. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this one, Guidance. This will give you 1d4 bonus to ability checks. Useful for combat, useful for dialogue, and useful for anything else like breaking in stuff, which I do like. Another thing I'm going to go ahead and say is Poison Spray is alright, which is 1 to 12 damage, and you can poison your foe that way. It's not bad. Produce Flame, this will produce fire. It's good for some areas, but there's better things you can use that for that. Resistance, this will give you 1d4 bonuses to saving throws, which is nice. This will basically turn your blunt weapon into a magical weapon, and also deals 4 through 11 damage, which is good. And you get Thorn Whip, which is 1 to 6 damage. You can pull your target to you. It's like saying, like Scorpion saying, get over here. And that's about it for level 0 spells. I say the the 2 I pick is good. Now for background, I'm going to say Alkalite's the best one because of Insight and Religion. Another good one is Athletics and Survival, which is Outlander. Those are 2 I should suggest. Some people pick Soldier as well because you get a lot of feats that way. And Folk Hero is good too, but I'm going to pick Alkalite. Now for ability points, I'm going to go ahead and go as follows. Just exactly like my Circle of the Stars build. So let's go through them. Let me go ahead and even things out. Yeah, I got to make sure I even everything out. Probably should hit the reset button. But we'll go through that now. Okay, let's go start off with strength. That's going to be at 10. So it'll be average. Yeah, we're not going to really melee fighting at all. Dexterity 16, give us a little bit more armor class. We also with finesse weapons, but it's just mainly armor class and a dex saving throws as well. Now, let's see here. The Constitution I'll put at 14, a little bit more hit points. which is very nice. So yeah, the hit points will help out big time. Now, the thing is, I'm keeping intelligence at 10, be average. Now, with this build, wisdom is 16. Why is that? Well, we're a druid. That's why. I gotta fix that. There you go. So it'll be 16. So besides wisdom saving throws and anything else, well, also story checks that does require wisdom, and there's a lot. So we have a leg up on that. Christmas dump stats, so that'll be 8, and that'll be it. So final review: strength and intelligence at 10. Dexterity at 16, Constitution 14, and Wisdom 16 will be our main stat. So let's go over the skills. I am go ahead and pick the skills you want to get. Actually, you want nature, keep that. Religion is good. Animal handling is good as well. So if you don't want animal handling, another one I would definitely suggest is perception. So this way, yeah, you know what's going around on the area around you. So I pick perception instead of animal handling. And besides, I'm a druid, I get some extra bonuses in that anyway. So there you go. Now, next part of this build we're going to go ahead and talk about is level 1 spells to pick. I'm going to go over every single level 1 spell, so this way you get an idea of what to pick. You get to choose and pick because you're a druid. Now, Ice Knives, the initial damage 1 to 10 piercing damage upon contact on foe. Around the area, it's 2 to 12 cold damage. Now, if that gets resisted, that's half. You can cast this while you're silent. In other words, silent spell hits you, you can still fling Ice Knives. Very good spell. Put this in your book ASAP. That's all I'm saying. Entangle creates a vine surface, slowing down creatures, possibly entangle them. That's when you use Ice Knives. Very good stuff. So if you want to put it in your spell book, go ahead. Fog Cloud blinds and heavily obscures your creatures in the area. So if any foes try to get in front of you, pop this fog cloud, they'll have a hard time seeing trying to hit you. Speak with animals. You have ability to communicate with animals and beasts. This will last until long rest. I say look for potions, or if you're a forest gnome, use your own ability on that. Animal friendship. This will convince a beast not to attack you, which is good. So here's the deal. This requires 3 intelligence on the beast for that to be used. And higher difficulty, the target might be aggressive. Be careful. Charm person, this will prevent them from attacking you. You also gain advantages in charisma checks and dialogues. So be careful on higher difficulty to charm person because they might attack you. It's not bad crowd control spell if you want that. Thunder Wave, this will do 2 to 16 thunder damage. You'll push your foes away. They make a saving throw, they take half. If you do this in a silent field, that's no damage at all. So be careful on that, but it's a good spell. Healing Word, this is a range version of a healing spell. Does 4 to 7 healing, of course, on a target. This is very good, so good to start out with. Cure Wounds, this is a touch spell. Heals 411 healing. This is very nice. It's much more powerful than the other one, but they're always good to have both of them. Fairy Fire, all targets within the light are visible. All attack rolls against them also has advantage. Good stuff. I used this early on to get some bosses, and it saved my bacon a few times. So next one is Enhanced Leap. So your creature, whoever has a spell, could jump much more farther, which is good. Another spell I'm going to go ahead and talk about next is, let's see, where is this at? Oh, Long Stride. You increase your movement speed by 3 meters, which is very good. So if you need more movement speed, that's fine. Good Berry. You have 4 berries that will heal you. Of course, 1 to 4 hit points apiece. So it's like Mercy Heal until you long rest. So it's a good Mercy Heal type to have on you. Create Water, Destroy Water. This year creates water. So this way you douse fire or you destroy water in case you want to try to use lightning spells. That's about it for this character creation. Just pick my suggestion of spells to start out with. Now we'll go ahead and level on up. Now we're going to go ahead and level up at this time 2 to 12. So let's go ahead and do it. So now we're at level 2. So we get to select our circle. And we go over a few things as well too. So make sure you pick Circle the Stars because that's what this build's all about. And now I'm going to go down the list. Now we get some wild shapes. So this is good. And of course you can use this twice per short rest. Star Map, this basically gives you Guiding Bolt just like the level 1 Cleric spell, which is good. So you get a few uses of that. Starry Forms, you get to change into forms of a archer. chalice, and a dragon. One uses range, one's like a dragon, the other one heals. And you get a free level 0 spell guidance. So yeah, I forgot that guidance you don't have to pick as your level 0 spell, but it's good to have though. It gives you 1d4 bonus checks on that. And there's your guiding bolt. See, there it is, just like the spell, 424 damage, attack rolls. So that's nice on your targets. And there's your regular guiding bolt as well too. And there's your wild shapes. We're not going to go into the normal ones. We'll go into these. Now, the archer one, you turn into archer. You shoot an arrow. That's like a light arrow. Great against certain foes, especially in a certain act. Just saying. Now, chalice here, when you use this, you consume a spell slot. However, when you consume that spell slot, that's a healing spell. So it gives you another form of healing if you need some healing, actually. And then another thing is, the last one is the dragon shape. This does is when you make a saving throw, maintain concentration on a spell. Your roll results in 9, and then it'll be automatic 10 actually, boosted up. Also, they breathe fire later on, they fly. Yeah, it's a good form, that one. I like the archer one too. And go ahead and select your level 1 spells. You can select them anytime in between combat too. Ding, level 3. Yeah, always do the EverQuest dings. Get used to it. So there's a free level 1 spell slot. Now we have access to level 2 spells. So we get 2 level 2 spell slots. Bark Skin, this will boost your armor class up to 16. There's a Bark Skin potion, so don't use it. Dark Vision gives you 12 meters in the dark. Again, if you're one of those races, don't use that. Enhance ability bestows magical enhancement upon an ally. They get advantages on ability checks of the choice they do. Flame Blade, you get a nice Flame Blade, which does this 3 to 18 damage. And it does a bright light. That goes bye-bye if you try to give it to someone else. But if you need a good weapon, this one's good to have too. So people like to use it because of the damage on it. Good early on because not many foes are resistant to fire. But later on, yeah, they start to resist that. Flame Spear summons a Flame Spear that does damage to nearby enemies. You can move the Flame Spear around. It acts like a light too, which is good. Gust of Wind summons a strong Gust of Wind, clears all clouds. And also anything else around the area. Pushes creatures back too, force them to be off balance, which is good. Heat Metal, it does 2 to 16 damage. And it calls foes who has metal weapons and armor to either take the damage by still using the items or dropping them. They also have disadvantage too when they get this. This is a great spell because what you could do is go against armor foes, put them on fire basically. They're forced to drop their weapon, do less damage. Hold person, this will hold a humanoid enemy still. When this happens, they cannot move as long as you have concentration on the spell. Any of your allies can hit them. It's always be a critical hit, which is good. Lesser Restoration cures the following: disease, poisons, and many more. It's good start for curing. Moonbeam does 2 to 20 damage. You can move the Moonbeam around. It's a very powerful DPS spell. I advise definitely take that. And it gives you a light source too. Pass Without Trace gives you plus 10 bonus to stealth checks on everybody. This lasts till a long rest. It's alright. Protection from poison. Creature will get their poison removed. And then it grants advantage saving throws against being poisoned. And if you do get poisoned again, you take less poison damage. Just like a dwarf. And you put it on a dwarf, it's much more powerful for them. Spike Growth does 2 to 8 damage. And their movement speed's cut in half. So this is a very good spell for putting some foes into play, so this way you sling your druid spells around like there's no tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and do Moonbeam. That's a good one to do. And I'm going to do is, where is that at? Oh, there's some good selection. Yeah, I'm going to do Hold Person. You can also change it also if you want Heat Metal or anything else. There's some good spells at level 2. All right, let's go ahead and finish that level off. And there. Ding, level 4. So every levels of 4, you get yourself a feat as long as you're in the same class. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and do his Thorn Whip. That's a good level 0 spell. And if you didn't pick Guidance, then pick the resistant ones. Now I'm going to go ahead and select my own spells before I pick a feat. Spike Growth is good enough. It's good for every boy and girl out there. Warcaster, it does gives you advantage on saving throws. Maintain concentration of a spell. For this build, you want that. Opportunity spell, so as a reaction when the target tries to move out of melee range, they get hit with Shocking Grasp, which is good as well too. That's for them from running away from you. Ding, level 5, and here's the good news. We get some level 3 spells. And it looked like we got that one. 2 level 3 spells. Let's see what else we get. Looks like we get more with wild shape, so we get an extra attack roll if we're in our wild shape for unarmed strike. We're not going to use that. Cold lightning does 3 to 30 damage in the area, and target makes a saving throw. They take half. You get to cast it over and over again for 10 rounds. This is a very powerful spell. Broken as heck. Believe me, once you get to level 5, you want this. Daylight creates a big bright light in the area, great against a certain undead. And that could last for 20 turns if you decide to enchant an item with that. Good stuff. Feign Death, this is like a mercy oh crap spell. Ally gets put to sleep. They get resistant to everything except for psionic damage, which is mind damage. They cannot be disease and poison too, so if Gale's in trouble down 1 hit point, put that on him and he'll be alright. Plant growth, this will make the area around you move much more harder, so yeah, it's a good spell for keeping foes away. Protection from energy, gain resistance to falling acid, cold, fire, lightning, and thunder, so very good to use is that one. Sleet Storm, this does cause a storm that disrupts concentration on foes, douses fire, and makes a very slick surface, so this way you use cold lightning to do more damage. Think of it as the lightning and water in Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, some good stuff. Well, they do that in Baldur's Gate 3. It's very good. I mainly use that one for taking care of spellcasters. They're annoying as heck in this game. And that's about it for this level, so let's go ahead and get the next one. Ding! Level 6, everyone. And we get another spell slot, and we get 2 more. Looks like we get more of, if I remember right, Omens. So Omens does this, give you the outcome of the battle, which will help you or hinder your foes. And you'll see it when on certain rolls in combat, like reaction such. And we get Cosmic Omens as well, too, so we get to consult with the stars after you long rest. See if we could have advantages or disadvantages. Yeah, this one's like roll the die, so you have to be careful on that. But it's a good thing to have, though, if it goes your way. So let's go ahead and see what our spells we prepare for. And by the way, we're halfway through the leveling up because 12 is the level cap in the game. So let's pick our spells real quick. After that, we'll get to level 7. We'll be decided for this one next. That's for sure. And there you go. We got plant growth. That's good enough. Dang, level 7, and we have access to Circle 4 spells, aka level 4 spells for those who didn't play Ultima or Ultima series. So we get 1 level 4 spell slot, Blight, so this does 864 damage against living creatures. If they're plant-based, they take the full 64. Make a saving throw, they take half. No effect on undead and constructs. Very powerful single damage spell. Abuse it. Confuse. This will confuse a group of enemies. They'll either wander around, attack, stand still, or thinking of something else. Yeah, that's a good crowd control spell. Conjure Minor Elemental. A Minor Elemental will fight for you. This is a good spell to use. It could also stack with the next one too. Conjure Woodland Being. This is one OP summoning spell. You summon a Dryad who will fight for you. She'll also summon a Wood Ward, so that's 2 summons. You couple it with the other one, you got 3, and you got yourself a mini army. And this all, by the way, lasts until long rest. Yeah, the summon spells are nice. Dominate Beasts. A beast will fight alongside you, and they have to make a saving throw, otherwise, yeah, it's not going to work. Freedom Movement. This will snap an ally out of stun. Difficulty Terrain. They can't be down, and they can't be magically paralyzed or restrained. If they're restrained by non-magical means, you're giving them 1.5 movement speed. Good spell to abuse. Grasping Vine. Summon a giant vine to hold your foes into place. Very useful if you want to cast it from a long distance. This lasts for 10 turns. Ice Storm. This spell will do is 6 to 40 damage. Half of that, the first part of it is 2d8 blunt damage, and then the rest is 4d6 cold damage. Good stuff. They take half damage from that. Polymorph transforms a creature into a sheep. This will hold them into place for crowd control. There are some things people use for polymorph. Trust me on that. So there you go. So yeah, it's very good. If you give them down to 0 hit points, they're back to original hit points. Stone Skin. The target takes half damage from blunt, piercing, and slashing weapons. which is good though. So it's good for tanks. And Wall of Fire, this will take 5 to 40 fire damage for any foes that steps in it. It's good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get Ice Storm. I felt like that's very good. And Summon Woodland Being, which is very great. You should be using that one a lot. Ding, level 8. Every level is 4 in the same class. You get yourself a free feat. So we're going to take a full advantage of that after I... okay, let me get rid of this. I'm going to get me another summon. All I could do is Blight. There's so many good options. So pick whatever one you want at this point. And there, I always like to have more summons. And ability score, we're going to put 2 points into Wisdom. So we have 18 Wisdom from here on out. So we'll max out Wisdom. So since that's our bread and butter for the Druid class, that should be your ability score you should boost up. Ding, level 9. And we get some new spells too. So we did this, get another spell slot, 1 and 1 level 5 spell slot. So here we go. Conjure Elemental. You summon a much more powerful version than the minor elementals. So Earth, Fire, Wind, and Water. They're very nice. Just trust me on that one. Now this target will poison a target. And then you get to pick a disease that decreases a certain ability score. Good stuff. Great Restoration. This will cure Charm, Petrification, Stun, and cure any curses. Just like Remove Curse, but better. Insect Plague, anybody who steps in it will take 4 to 40 damage as if they're being stung like crazy. The area will become difficult terrain, and they have disadvantages on perception checks. Good AoE spell. Mass Cure Wounds, this will heal everybody around you 8 to 29 hit points. That's very good stuff. Planar Binding, so this will charm a creature to fight for you. The creatures you could be able to charm to fight for you, Celestials, Elementals, Fae, or Fiend, which is good stuff. Now, Wall of Stone, this will create a huge wall, so foes have to go around it. So if you need to protect yourself, that's good. Now we have an additional use of Guiding Bolt, the level 1 spell. And we have more of Cosmic Omens we could use in battle to go our favor. Let's go ahead and pick our spells. I like to pick the Insect Swarm. I'm going to go ahead and keep those, or I'm going to just summon Elemental. I'll get the other one back. Pick and choose where you want. You can do it in between combat too if you do wish. So yeah, that's a good selection. So let's go ahead and definitely get on to the next level, everyone. Ding, level 10. So let's see what we do get. All right, looks like we get additional level 5 spell slot. And looks like we get to do 2 additional attacks after making unarmed strikes in our wild shape. We gain another level 0 spell. And we gain more boosted, of course, at our Constellation wild shapes. More damage for the archer, more healing power for the chalice, and ability to fly as the dragon, which is nice indeed. Now, at this point, I'd say resistance. If not, the poison spray is good, or the light spell. Up to you on that. Depends on if you didn't pick Guiding Light, or if you did. I'm going to go ahead and switch this around, and there you go. Ding, level 11, we get level 6 spells, and we're getting closer to the level cap. So let's go over every one of them. So we'll get 1 level 6 spell, that's all right. We get another one later on. Heal, you heal a flat 70 damage. Also, you cure blindness and remove any diseases. This is a good ultimate healing spell. Single target, but it's good. Hero's Feast, you and your allies get more hit points, cannot be frightened, disease, or poison, and you have advantages on wisdom saving throws. That's great. Sunbeam, this will do 6 to 40 damage in a line. Blinds all targets there, and you can cast it over and over again for 10 turns until it's done. And on saves, target take half. Here's the deal. This is great against the undead. There's a certain undead that will get shredded to pieces with it. You gotta check out that guide. Now, next up is Wall of Thorns. This does is 5 to 46 damage for any foes that steps into it. And what happens is their movement speed is quarters, so they'll be basically stuck in the wall. So if you need to entangle your foes that way and do damage, that's fine. Windwalk, this basically makes everybody invisible until they do an action. So this does is it just basically sets you up for you need to move your characters around and such. It's a good spell. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of the feast. I'm going to do heal for now. Or Sunbeam, those are good. So you get to change them around in between battles, of course. So that's about it for this level. Ding, level 12. We're at the cap, and it's every level of 4 on the same class, so we get a free feat. So let's go ahead and do that. Get the heal spell. Put 2 more points into wisdom. We're going to get that at 20. So there you go. Jaheira's now at 20 wisdom, so that's a great thing. And that's about it from leveling up from 2 to 12 with this build. Next up, we're going to talk about his permanent ability score boosts. So let's go over there now. In Baldur's Gate 3, there are ways to boost up your ability scores permanently. So in Act 1, you spare Auntie Ethel, you get a +1 ability score item of your choice. So you have to pass a dialogue check once or twice, and then afterwards she'll pony up the item. Avoid doing this as a paladin because they might become an Oathbreaker unless you want them to become an Oathbreaker on purpose. That's fine. Now in Act 2, with the stare on your party, you have him by Aja. That is the potion/jewelry NPC. Yeah, she sells some great jewelry. You'll see down the line in Moonrise Towers. This will give you a +2 strength potion only, so you only get +2 strength. Now for this build, I will not show it off due to the fact that yeah, you should be casters, and you don't need that, and that's for melees. Now Act 3, this one's the most important one, the Mirror Loss in the House of Grief. Now there's 3 possibilities. There's the outcome. So if you're very good and you got the bonus hidden check, you get +1 charisma automatically. You get to have a +2 stat of your choice. You lose a stat along the way, but I'll talk about that in a bit. The second choice, you don't pass the bonus hidden check, you get +2 stat of your choice. And if you mess up, you get nothing. If you try to cheat the mirror, you get nothing. So I'm going to go over the Mirror Loss, and let's do that. You need to pass 2 intelligence checks. If you do not, you're not able to do this. So good idea to find some way to boost up your intelligence. So here we go, what you gain. Number 1, +2 strength. Number 2 is +2 dex. Number 3 is +2 constitution. Number 4 is +2 intelligence. Number 5 is +2 wisdom. And number 6 is +2 charisma. You want the wisdom one for this build, so you want +2 wisdom. Now, you have to pick a stat that's -2. Do not pick the 7th option and try to BS the mirror. The mirror is going to give you nothing. It'll give you the middle finger. But anyways, for the minus, you do his dex, but for the plus, you do his wisdom or something like that. Whatever one you want to minus. So when you do get done with the Mirror Loss, cast Remove Curse on the character that used the Mirror Loss. So this way, he or she could negate that penalty. You'll keep the +2. In this case, for this build, you'll keep the +2 wisdom, which is very good. So let's go over the before and after with the permanent stat boosts. Here are the before and after permanent stat boosts. Now, please note for before, I'm doing this as if I'm level 12 without using any of those. So before, that's 10 strength, 16 dex, constitution 14, intelligence 10, wisdom 20, and charisma 8. Now, here's after we do all that. Strength 10, 16 dex, unless you use Auntie Ethel's item, you get 17. Constitution 16, intelligence 10, wisdom 22, and charisma 8. That's about it for this section. The next section we're going to talk about are the Tadpole Powers. For Tadpole Powers, I'm going to go ahead and select the ones that are good for this build, so this way you heavily benefit from doing this. I split this up into 2 sections: before the Astral Touch Tadpole you use, and after. So let's go ahead and do the before. I'm going to go over each and every one in this section. Favorable beginnings, boosts attack rolls, or give you advantage in dialogues. Very useful, especially for the dialogue part. Charm prevents a foe from attacking you for 1 turn. So if a foe tries to attack you, they won't. So this way you move away and nuke them big time. Shield of Thralls, make a shield on you or your allies. That's 10 hit points. When that shield goes, any foes near the person with the shield that gets busted gets stunned. This is a great way to give you the middle finger towards your foes who try to buzz you. And I love it. Concentrated Blast. You must be concentrate on another spell to cast this. If the target was concentrating, you heal as much as the damage that was dealt with it. So this is a nice DPS spell. You do some damage against foes. The spell you're concentrating on will end as well too. The damage is 3 to 18 plus. So in other words, it ramps up every time you level up. It's very nice to have. Psionic Backlash. When enemy within 9 meters casts a spell, you can use your reaction to inflict 1d4 psychotic damage to the caster per the spell level. So this levels up in damage every time you use this. Wonderful against spellcasters, especially if they're trying to annoy the heck out of you. Let's go to the after section. So, you use the Astral Touch Tadpole. Welcome to the Dark Side of Force. Oh, wrong game with the Dark Side of Force, but here we go. Black Hole, OP AoE attack. It does a lot of damage. I used this at endgame, and let me tell you, things die horribly. Next up is Fly. Gain ability to fly, so any foes try to buzz you, you fly away from them to a higher place, so this way you have the high ground, they suffer. Repulsor, AoE pushback. It does damage, so it pushes your foes back just like Force Push, and they take damage while doing so. And if they're on a ledge, they can fall off. Free cast, next ability spells or anything else is free of charge. Like for example, you want to use Sunbeam, but you don't want to expend a level 6 spell slot. Hit free cast, then cast that Sunbeam spell. You cast it free of charge. Simple as that. Now, next up, I'm going to go over is the suggestion for gear. For part of this build video, I'm going to go over equipment. It will be split into 2 sections. Gear you want to get by the end of Act 1 before entering the Shadow Cursed Lands to start Act 2. And then last one's endgame gear that is from the start of Act 2 to the point of no return in Act 3. So the first section we're going to go over at this very time is by the end of Act 1 of equipment that you definitely want. So here we go, everyone. Let's go over the headgear. Pyro's Crown. When healing another person, wearer gets this 1 to 6 hit points regenerated. This is very good reward from Zevar for completing the Save the Refugees in Act 1. Scepter reward. You'll get this item. And here's a good alternative. Circlet of Blasting. This will give you Scorching Ray just like a spell. Hurls 3 rays of fire. Each ray does 2 to 12 fire damage. Blurk sells this in the Underdark Act 1. That is the, I think it's called the mushroom type of people. And yeah, buy a lot of things from him. He sells some good stuff. Let's go over to chest pieces. Luminous's armor. When the wearer deals radiant damage, they cause radiant shockwave. This inflicts radiant orbs, which is -1 attack rolls of foes and lights the area up. This is in the Saloonlight Outpost Underdark Act 1. Normally I do the other Druid gear. However, here's the deal. Yeah, due to the fact that this build, and which is the Circle of Stars, has, of course, a radiant damage spell. Yeah, you're probably going to use it quite a few times. Yeah, that's the reason why I couple it together. Another one, if you could equip, is Anti-Scale Mail, 16 AC, all incoming damage reduced by 1, cannot be critical hit upon. When melee attack hits you, the attacker is sent really for 2 turns. In other words, is that they do less damage also as well, too. Is that the Amantite Forge in the Underdark and the Grim Forge part of it in Act 1. You got to defeat Grim in order to use the Forge, so there you go. That's another challenge, but it's worth doing. For the gloves, you want Hellrider's Pride. When you heal another creature, it gains resistance against blunt, piercing, slashing damage, which is all dealt by weapons. You get a +1 strength saving throw. Kill Selvar or steal this from him in Act 1 at the Druid's Grove on the Tiefling side. Yeah, if you're going to help the Tieflings, go ahead and steal it. Here's a good one. Gloves of Missile Snaring. You can intercept missiles from ranged weapon attacks with a reaction, reducing their damage from 1 to 10. And plus your dexterity modifier. Since we have a good dexterity modifier, yeah, it's going to help out greatly. Aaron sells this in the Druid's Grove in Act 1. That is the Halfling Druid that sells you a whole bunch of good things as well, too. Buy it from him. Also, other things, too. Vital Conduct Boots grants the wearer 8 temporary hit points when they cast spells that requires concentration. Oh, we're going to be using those quite a bit in Act 1. Yeah, called Lightning. Gives you athletics +1. Merchant Jira in the Githyanki Creche in the Mountain Pass in Act 1 sells this. Buy everything from her before you decide to do some bad things to her if you want to. Just saying. Just clean out her shop. She has some good stuff. Here's alternative. Cinder Shoes. When you burn a foe, you get heat. Heat is when you take 1/4 fire damage. However, you get +1 fire damage to your fire spells. You couple that with a Circlet of Blasting, you're good to go. Blurk sells this in the Underdark in Act 1. Yeah, the same guy that sells the Circlet. Yeah, buy this from him as well, too. Let's go over the necklaces. Amulet of Misty Step. Gain Misty Step, just like the spell. You teleport around. It's a very good spell. This is in the Shatter Sanctum at True Soul's Good quarters in Act 1. Yeah, get this one if you can. Here's another one. Pearl of Power Amulet. Restores 1 spell slot that is level 3 and lower. So if you use a level 3 spell slot like Call Lightning, you get to have that restored. Only by Bergen, the Underdark will sell this after you complete its quest in Act 1. That is the Friendly Mind Flayer. You go to the Arcane Tower, you do what he says, and he tries to help you out. And after that, you have access to his shop. His shop is great as well, too. Clean it out. Now, for rings, here's the first one. The Whispering Promise. When the wearer heals a creature, it also receives Bless, which means they gain 1d4 bonus to attack rolls and saving throws for 2 turns. This is some good stuff. Volo in the Druid Grove, Rat in the Goblin Camp, or Ro in the Shadow Sanctum Act 1 sells this. Check these 3 places. Either one of these 3 will sell those to you, which is good. Ring of Protection, 1 armor class plus, and also saving throw +1. Complete Mole's quest in Act 1 at Druid Camp before finishing up the Investigation Kaga, and or saving Halsin in Act 1. So yeah, if you do all that, you're going to miss out on this ring, but if you do it beforehand, you got to do his quest. It involves stealing a statue. Very hard to do. You pull it off, that's good. Here's alternative rings. Crusher Band, movement speed +3, either steal or kill Crusher for it in the Goblin Camp in Act 1. Here's another one. The Sparks Wall cannot be electrocuted. Electric resistance increases as well, too. Arcade Tower Basement Underdark in Act 1. Yeah, ready to place, you get rings like this. Let's move on to the weapons. Here are some Act 1 weapons. Staff of Crones, Ray of Sickness, just like the spell itself, which does 2 to 12 damage, can poison your target. This is an acrylic workshop where you fought Auntie Ethel for the first time in Act 1. Yeah, afterwards, if you decide to kill her or something, you get the key, and then you open it up. Here's alternative. Mel's First Staff, Arcane Enchantment. You gain a +1 bonus to spell save, DC, and spell attack rolls, which is nice. Also have 1 free use of Mel's Acid Arrow, just like the spell itself. Blurk sells this in the Underdark in Act 1. Like I said, clean out his shop. You get some good stuff. So let's go on to shields. Now for shields, you want is a glowing shield. This gives you armor class +2. When you're 50% HP or less, you gain 8 temporary hit points. This is northeast of the Goblin Camp, which is actually very near it in Act 1. Watch out for traps along the way. You get rid of the traps, then you claim this shield. Here's a good one, Wood Ward's Shield. This gives you a +2 armor class. When you use wards in Staring Strike, your foes cannot move. Foes take 1d6 damage. Attacking foes with this gives you attack advantage as well too. Foes has attacking and dex saving throws disadvantages on the other side of the coin. This drops from Wood Wards in the Fenton Bog in Act 1. Yeah, you'll see quite a few of them. One of them will actually drop it. Safeguard Shield, +2 armor class, saving throw +1. Damien sells this in Act 1 at the Druid Grove. Clean his inventory out in Act 1. Just trust me, you'll thank me later because he has some decent stuff. It'll carry over to some parts of Act 2. Now, for ranged weapons, if you equip any, go for it. If you cannot, you're screwed. I would say it's just use your spells for ranged DPS. I'm going to be blunt about it. You're a spellcaster. You really don't need bows. You don't need crossbows or those cool hand crossbows. Now I'm going to go over endgame gear. Let's go over some endgame helmets. Helm of Barbarian heals 2 hit points per round, +1 armor class, and saving throws cannot be stunned, cannot be critical hit against. Defeat the Wormway Trials and a boss in it to get this item in Act 3. Here's a good alternative. Helldusk Helm can see through normal and magical darkness, cannot be blind at all, +2 saving throws against spells. Wears immune to critical hits. House of Hope in the Lock Room in Act 3. If you don't unlock it, you won't be able to get it. Here's a good alternative. Hood of the Weave, Arcane Enchantment. You gain +2 bonus to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. Sold by the Mystic Cameron in Act 3. Buy everything from the Mystic Cameron before you do something else. For the cloaks, yes, you start getting them in Act 2, by the way. First one is this Cloak of the Weave, gain +1 bonus to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. Absorb elemental damage once per short rest. You can also take half elemental damage next time you are hit with it, and you deal 1d6 damage of that elemental on your next attack. Sold by Hell's got the Devil's Feet in Act 3. Very good shop to buy from. Now, Cloak is very useful due to the fact that if you're using lightning and some other foe use lightning against you, you do extra call lightning damage, for instance. Just saying. Cloak of Protection, +1 armor class and +1 saving throw. Sold by Quartermaster Tally at Last Light Inn in Act 2. Yeah, that inn that starts out the first of the half of the Act 2 as your hub. Clear her inventory out. You'll thank me later on. Now, these chest pieces are really Druid exclusive, so I'm going to go over them. Armor Landfall, gain +1 bonus to spell save DC, advantage on Constitution saving throws. Green Bed Regeneration, when you start on your turn on plant growth surface or vine surface, you regenerate 1 to 4 hit points. You have a plant growth like spell as well too, so you don't have to waste a spell slot on that one. Sold at the Sorcerer's Sundries in Act 3. Whoever's there, you want to clear out that person's inventory or illusions inventory. Here's another one, Armor of Moonbasking. Lunar Bestial Vitality, you gain 22 temporary hit points after using Wild Shape. When you're in Wild Shape, all damage reductions by 1, so it's a good thing. Here's another one, Lunar Bestial Fortitude. This gives you +2 armor class, advantages of saving throws against spells while in Wild Shape. This is a good one. The Voiceless Pentant Barakai in the Lower Sea Sewers sells this to you in Act 3. You have some good inventory once you find them in the sewers. Clear it out. Now let's go on to gloves. Quick spells, gloves. Those 0 spells that cost an action cost a bonus action instead. So in other words, you want to cast a level 0 spell twice, use these gloves, and then you cast it a second time. So you get 2 uses out of it. This effect can be used once per short rest. Sorcerer's Sundries in Act 3 has this. Clear out the inventory like I said. Here's a good alternative. Gemini gloves, level 0 spell targeting foes, and allies can target an additional creature. The same target can be chosen twice. Can be used once per short rest. This is very good in case you want to use that vine one twice. Sold by Helsk at the Devil's Feet in Act 3. Clear that shop out of goods. There's some good stuff there. Now for necklaces, you want the Spellcrux Amulet. Spell slot restoration replenishes a spent spell slot of any level as a bonus action once per long rest. This is real good, so you want to cast Sunbeam. Well, if you spend your level 6 spell slot, use this item, it's back, you can cast Sunbeam again. The Warden in Moonrise Tower Prison drops this in Act 2. Yeah, go kill that Warden if you feel like it. Here's another one, Amulet Greater Health. Constitution set to 23, advantage on Constitution saving throws. This is in the archives at the House of Hope in Act 3. There's another item there for the melees as well, so grab both of them. Now, Killer Sweetheart, when you kill a creature, your next attack roll will be a critical hit. Might be spells too. This is at the self-same trial in the Gauntlet Shard in Act 2, so you kill your doppelganger, loot it up before looting up the Umbral Orb. Otherwise, you're not going to go back to that trial. Now, here's a good ring. Shifting Corpus Ring gives you invisibility like the spell and blur like the spell as well too. Each requires long rest after use, which is very good. Flaming Fist Marcus at the Last Light in Act 2 has this. Ring of Reaction. You know the effects of difficult terrain cannot be paralyzed or restrained, just like the spell Aja. That's the Strength Potion NPC. Also, she sells jewelry there at the Moonrise Tower in Act 2. Clear her inventory out. You'll thank me later. Crypt Lord Ring creates undead. You create a mummy to fight for you. Kill the Mystic Charon for this in Act 3. Besides your woodland creatures elemental, this will be nice to your little mini army collection. Use it, you'll thank me later. Now for weapons, I decided to go with staffs, but here we go. Mako Hishak. You get a +1 bonus to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. You also get Arcane Barrier. This is when you click on the icon for it. The spell is free of charge to cast. So you want to cast Sunbeam again, click this sucker, and there you go. You have another shot at Sunbeam. Kessler's Favor, 50% resistance of your elemental choice, and the spell that goes with it. It's a long list, but pick which one you feel is right. Locate inside the Grove of Invulnerability in Remzit's Tower in Act 3. You have to solve a puzzle, you do it, that's it, staff is yours. It's an epic, I say, more like legendary staff. Staff of Spell Power, you get a +1 bonus to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. You also get Arcane Barrier, that's like the one above. Found in a locked room in the House of Hope in Act 3. Bust that room open, you get the item, and you will love it. Let's move on. Now, here's another one. Foncia's Walking Fortress. AC +3. Rebuke of the Might. When your foe hits you with a melee attack, you can use reaction, make your foe take a dex saving throw. If they fail, they're prone. Also, they will take 2 to 8 force damage. Success, your foe will not, of course, get prone stats. However, they will also take 2 to 8 force damage for attempting to kill you. You also have saving throws on spells. If foes have spell attacks on you at a disadvantage, which is good. Reflective Shell. Foes' projectiles will be thrown back at them, so use the shield. Boom, it goes back to them. Warding Bond, allies of your choice will gain +1 AC, +1 saving throw, and both of you share same damage. So if Gale's in trouble, you and Gale share the same damage. You know who drops this under the House of Grief in Act 3. I'm not saying who, but you get what I mean. Here's the other shield. I did forget to mention that if you're using maces or clubs, yeah, that's why I put the shield there. Shield of Devotion, +2 armor class, 1 additional level 1 spell slots. Shield Bash, after you make a melee attack, you use reaction attempt to put your foe down in a prone status. Death Stave, they will not be in a prone status. Aid heals you and your allies, decrease their hit points by 5. This is 5 temporary hit points until it goes bye-bye or long rest. Quartermaster Tally in the Last Light End in Act 2 sells this. See, her shop is very good. Now I'm going to talk briefly about ranged weapons. Now, just like the other section, I'm going to go ahead and say this. So you can equip any ranged weapons. Go for it. Look for ones that you can use as an item. There's one that will give you haste. Otherwise, I would say use your spells. That's what this build's for. Spell range DPS. That's right. You got spell power. Abuse it. That's about it for gear. Let's go ahead and go over potions and elixirs. For this section, it will only cover potions and elixirs. I believe for oils, that's more for melee weapons. You're a ranged character, so you do not need to coat your weapon at all. If you're coating your weapon, you're playing the wrong class. So let's go ahead and start first with potions, then elixirs. Now, next up for the list is the healing potions of all types. This is a must. In fact, if you run out of spell slots to heal yourself or so, well, healing potions will save your keister. Now, the other one is a potion of haste. This is a great potion. Here's why. Gain extra action, +2 armor class, advantage on dex saving throws, and double your movement speed. This is wonderful because you want to finish the battle real quick. That's fine, but after 2 rounds, you get the exact opposite of what I just said, so be careful with those. Potion of Flying, same as a fly spell. You fly around, which is great. Set up your position, so this way you have the high ground. If you do not have that, Potion of Vaulting is good. You'll jump to a higher place or jump to a longer distance. Potion of Angelic Slumber. Drinker goes to sleep for 2 rounds. When they wake up, they're healed like a long rest. Now, this heals all your spell slots. This should be used only in an emergency before a huge battle, like a tough boss battle. I have a few of those guides out there, or I say more like walkthroughs of the bosses. That's when you should use them beforehand, and you could just tear everything up. Now, let's go to elixirs. Elixir of the Vigilance. Gain +5 bonus to initiative and cannot be surprised at all. Now, that was a good one to have, especially you can't be surprised. Elixir of Viciousness. Increase your chance to land a critical hit. So, critical hits is normally when you roll a 20. Now, with this potion, it drops down by 1. It stacks with other items, so if you have an item on you that does the same, so it'll be 18 to 20 on critical hits. Otherwise, without an item on this exactly like this, it'll be 19 to 20. So you're more likely to do a critical hit, especially with spells. Elixir of Bloodlust. Upon killing your foe, you get 5 temporary hit points and an extra bonus action. This is real good in case you want to do something else. Elixir of Peerless Focus. Gain advantage on concentration saves. This is wonderful because you're casting a lot of concentration spells called lightnings like that. So there you go. Supreme Elixir of Arcane Cultivation grants an additional level 4 spell slot, which is great. And that's about it for potions and elixirs. Next up is combat demonstration. Now for the combat demonstration, you're going to start off a bit slow. You're going to have to learn your, I should say, constellation forms, also your spells as well too. So I'm going to go ahead and change into the archer. There you go. I'm going to try to do is move safely in the range. Or better yet, I have called lightning. I'll try to abuse that. So next round I'll definitely have that. I'm going to try to position this so I could take out the 2 back ones. And so this way my other allies could take out the rest. There you go. Now I could freely cast it almost at any time. So let me go ahead and have a stare on. Help out with that. Okay, took out that. No more alarm. So you definitely want to do is as a circle of the stars, the druid, start things up, set it up so this way your allies could wreck everything else in sight. And let's see here. Okay, that's about it. So we should be able to finish off probably in the second round. If you do this build right, you could quickly finish battles in 1 and 2 rounds, sometimes 3 if they're really tough or so many foes. And there you go. There's only 2 left. They're going to die horribly. That's it. The end. So let me try to do is wait the next turn, and that should definitely do it. Okay, I can't do that. So let's go ahead and see what they're going to do. And, oh, they're going to try me. That's all right. They're going to die horribly either way. And I'm going to have Lizelle try get on the other side, or get on this side and just finish that one off. Okay, that's weird, but that's all right. So I'll just have these two do what I need to do. There's one, and I think a stair one's going to do it. So basically, you're going to set things up with this build, or sometimes you're going to be ones finishing the foes off. Besides your spells and wild shapes, you still have the Druid spell that summons the Dryad. The Dryad will summon help. So at this point, almost nearly maxed out levels, you'll wreck everything in sight. So I'm going to go into dragon form just to demonstrate that real quick. And there, Jaheira now has the dragon constellation. I'm going to see if I can open up, take out some foes from a long distance. Or I'll do his ice storm, see if I could make sure they suffer horribly. I might have to sacrifice a character, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and take these two. And there you go. Oh, wow, I took 1 hour already, so that's good. Now I could fly if I want to somewhere else, but looks like I spend it a turn. But that's all right. So I'm just going to let this demonstration go on for a little bit more. And I'm going to show you the pets. Yep, I did summon a Dryad. I summoned some other things as well, too. So I can't fly. So, yeah, take advantage of the dragonfly if you can. If not, that's all right. I just got to watch out for that. And, oh, wow. Oh, it didn't hit me, so that's good. I got out of that situation. And, oh, boo, I can't move. Oh, well. So, let's have some fun with my Dryad. So, let's see, where is she at? All right, I'm going to go ahead and get her up there, summon some spikes. And there you go. Or better yet, summon allies. That was spikes, but it was an ally. So we'll just have this one help me take that out. And there's your omen. So we'll do that. Okay, that was a miss, but that's all right. So next time we'll go ahead and see if we can finish it off. We'll just move the Dryad for now. I can't do anything else. So we'll just leave that there, or cast that on her, so in case I need to attack. Yeah, I think her turn's about to be up anyways. There you go. Now I'm going to skip ahead a little bit after I get to the other two summons, because it takes a while for the turn in this battle against the ball lights. So we'll have the little mud guy have some fun. Let's fling some mud. Yeah, this is one of the lesser earth ones. I have a greater one as well too. So I have an army, as you see. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I'll just do that. So I accidentally hit the wall. Oops. So just be careful on terrain too. And he's going to try again. I'll skip this because it's going to be the Druid's turn again. So there you go. I have Lizelle went up there finally. So I'm going to have now my Druid to decide on what to do. I can change other forms or look for certain things I want to do. Okay, I have to get in closer. So yeah, the breath attack, you have to get in a very close range to use. I was about to demonstrate that. I'll fly instead. All right, I think I'll go over here. And now I'll try it, see if I can do anything else. Okay, I can't. So yeah, I was trying to demonstrate that. We'll do Call Lightning. Yeah, you gotta use Call Lightning a lot too with this build as well too, to the concentration factor. I'll try again with Jaheira when I get her turn. And I think, yep, there she is. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do this one, expose the area. That guy's been exposed. Now I'm gonna breathe fire to him so I can have some fun. So yeah, take advantage of your wild shapes, take advantage of anything else because you'll definitely dominate the battlefield. And that Dragon Breath did quite a lot of damage, so it should definitely end the fight. And there you go. Here's some final advice before I end this build video. Here we go. Definitely take advantage of your constellation shapes. There's some are really good and also really helpful. The omens can help you out in battle. It can hinder your foes. Can help you out big time too. Take advantage of your Druid spells. I mean, there's so many good Druid spells, especially Call Lightning, Ice Storm, Sunburst, Summon Dryad, basically. That's woodland creatures, and many others. So definitely remember that. You're a spellcaster first, so don't try to go melee. If you're stuck doing melee, try to figure out how to get out. Again, I'm going to say about the Dryad, she's OP'd, so yeah, take advantage of her. That's 2 free summons there. Do some elemental summons as well too. Just play it cool, and you definitely have this. This is it from my Baldur's Gate 3 Pure Circle of the Stars Druid build video. This is Lord Fenton signing off. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a great day or night, and do please stay safe. Please subscribe to my channel for more classic and modern Dungeons & Dragons walkthroughs, builds, guides, and more just like this. If you like what you see, then go ahead and pick my suggestion on the upper left-hand corner or YouTube suggestion on the bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to go ahead and relax in this nice chair.